Hello, LegendAqua here. So, I'm going to do something a little bit different in a way. We'll upgrade from, let's say, my anime tier list to just going into Mal and then just saying my thoughts about my favorite animes this season, as well as the fact that I'm going to include my most anticipated for next season as well. Sorry this is a little bit late, it's mainly because I was busy. So this is the only time I can actually record and do all this, so let's start off with Spy Classroom. And as you can kind of see, I haven't really done like my favorite ratings, so we'll get to it right now. So Spy Classroom is, well, this one's actually kind of easy as to why I got really into it. Spies, Maki no Yagami. Yeah, that and how I usually do things is I look at the cast list, and the cast list is crazy good. Look at this: Sora Amamiya, Miku Ito, Nase, Naoto Aoyama, Sumire Yusaka, Aoyuki, Tomoyu Kusunoki, Aina Sakura. This is crazy. This is crazy. But basically, this anime is basically misfits of a class filled with spies, namely the 7 here, and basically they're trying to one-up their teacher, who is basically the greatest spy ever. And it's like, at first it's like an episodic anime where it's like, hey, we're gonna focus on this character, while at the same time there's an underlying plot going along, and we get a lot of character development from the majority of the main cast. For me, my favorite character basically became Sibylla. Definitely Sibylla. Best character for me. Absolutely. Like, this character was like tailor-made for me. I won't go into details, but let's just say that there's a reason why I actually really like her. And she was basically tailor-made for me, absolutely. Lily was also pretty good as well, and Greta also got some as well. But beyond that, yeah, this one's a no-brainer for me, absolutely no-brainer. I give Spy Classroom definitely a 9. I could easily give it a 10, but considering how short it was, I wanted more. If it was a 24 episode, I would have given it a 10 out of 10. Oh, and one last thing, due to the entire scenario being like a spy classroom and everything, this anime is going to double dupe you a lot. There's a lot of plot twists, be it big or small, it really depends, but at the same time, the plot twist gives you enough hints as to the plot twist coming. So you are going to expect it, but there's going to be double bluffs at the same time. Kind of expected for like a spy themes anime. So yeah, for me, definitely a high mark. Definitely great for me. Next up is probably the talk of the romance genre, which is Tomo-chan is a girl, and definitely, yeah, everybody was hyping this up and it delivered. Not to mention, I know that there's a certain member of my Discord who really likes this anime and really likes the main character, Tomo-chan, and definitely it helps with her main voice actor, Rie Takahashi. Like, she sweats the main role off the park, absolutely. Like, the entire scenario is basically, think of it like, you know, Kaguya-sama, where it's like tsundere versus tsundere, and they really like each other, they just can't spill it. But this time, it's just basically, instead of that, it's a tomboy, and it's also a very masculine dense main protagonist who are trying to, you know, spit it out, but they can't. But basically, because of that, it's very interesting. I think of this as like the Kaguya-sama, but with the female main protagonist being tomboy instead of a tsundere. And yeah, you can just go off with that one. Definitely, you can go off with that one, absolutely. But at the same time, I will also note that the main wing women's, which is Misuzu Gundo and Carol Alston, like they absolutely make this anime absolutely great. Like Tomo-chan, also like definitely one of the best characters. But Misuzu and Carol also like they carried this anime. They absolutely carried this anime. For me, for best character, for me at least, oddly enough, it became Misuzu. Like early on, very early on, I actually like really liked her. Like yes, she's a stick in the mud, but I definitely saw something, and the anime delivered on that something. So for me, the best character was Misuzu, absolutely for me. Tomo-chan is also up there for me, absolutely, but Misuzu was the best character for me, 100%. So for Tomo-chan, I think I may. It's actually a 10. I was thinking 9 or a 10, but I think it's a 10. Absolutely, it's a 10. It was perfect. If there's another season of this, absolutely, I will go off in this. Tomo-chan's the girl? Yeah, definitely. It is one of the it was definitely one of the talks of Winter 2023. Absolutely. Next up is the anime shorts of the Nijigasaki High School, which is basically what it is. It's a 3D short anime, basically detailing, you know, love life, Nijigasaki, the day-to-day lives and everything. There's not much I really need to talk about, but I think the only thing I will talk about is the fact that there was less of my favorite character, Karen. Karen wasn't in it much. She was like more or less playing some bit parts and like maybe one episode that was focused on her. But beyond that, it was alright. It's kind of expected of anime shorts. So it wasn't horrible. Definitely it wasn't horrible. So I'll give it a very good. It was decent. It was decent for what it was, so yeah. Next up is the next season of Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, Part 2, and I will say this much, since this season was carrying on from a very long arc, and obviously this is a Part 2 and everything, this entire season basically covers Ryu Lion 100%, and to that end, like, she was my favorite character from the start. This entire season just basically helped her, like, all the way through. She is basically solidifying as my favorite character 100%. So because of that, yeah, easy 9. Easy 9 with that. It may be a 10, but I'm giving it a 9. So yeah, not much to talk about here. Just the only exception being that this is like, it's Ryu's season. 100% it's Ryu's season. Next up is retirement with 80,000 gold coins, or saving 80,000 gold coins in another world for my retirement. So this is another isekai, and you'll be all probably groaning here, but this one takes an interesting concept and doesn't, well, I'm not gonna say goes full force with it. It just takes a concept and just runs with it. I think it's the best way I can say it. It doesn't go full force, but it's actually decent in its execution of what it does. So basically, the main protagonist of this anime, Mitsuha, I always confuse her with Mitsuru, but Mitsuha, she basically has the power to teleport from another world, obviously, and the real world. So what would happen if she brought our real-life objects into a fantasy medieval world that's not properly, you know, grown up to the better technologies of our world, and basically made a profit out of it to the point that she could retire. Interesting concept, and I will say that I thought, like, it's one of those animes where I thought, oh, they had me at the first half. By the finale, it was actually pretty crazy as to what the heck happened. I'm not going to spoilers, but it actually goes kind of crazy. I'll give it that. Definitely the best character was Mitsuha, because she just takes the entire situation. She basically profits out of it, and the voice actor does carry the show. Seriously, the main character's voice actor definitely carries the show, LegendAqua. And to that end, yeah, it was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good for an isekai. It definitely, like, I will say that she is really OP, mainly because of the entire power of the fact that, you know, she can go back into our modern technological age and basically just go into a medieval world and just profit out of it. Like, it's to the point that she is very OP, but understandably OP. So I'll give it that for the isekai thing. So it's pretty good. It was pretty good. I'll definitely give this an 8. Next up is Nagatoro's Second Attack, and much like a lot of the teasing animes out there, as especially for the second season teasing animes such as like Takagi-san and Uzaki-san, this is basically going the same direction. Basically, what's going on with the second season of Nagatoro is basically we are veering the direction into the romantic section, especially nudging both the main characters of Nagatoro and Naoto together. So the second season is basically nudging them further and further to the romantic angle, and to that end, there are some new additions, namely Hana Tsunomiya and Misaki Nagatoro, who is basically the president's cousin and Nagatoro's older sister. They obviously shake it up a lot. I can see this like being like a lot, like it's very similar to Uzaki-san. I'll say that because it's namely involving more of the family members or any direct relatives towards the main protagonists, and basically nudging them. It's basically all they're doing, and to that end, it is very similar to Uzaki-san's second season. So, what would I put this? Well, since this is the second season, I actually kind of need to know what I put the first season as. I believe it might be in a 9. I will put this as a 9 as well. I'm not gonna say it's absolutely a masterpiece, but it is definitely it's a step up from the first season, definitely, because they are changing the direction more towards a romantic angle. But did they move it enough to the point it's a masterpiece? It's getting there. It is getting there. They are obviously constantly nudging at us to make this work, and yeah, that's all they're doing. That's all they're doing, oddly enough. It's fine though. It is fine for where it is, because this is to be expected with a teasing anime that it is. So yeah, I'll give it that. So yeah, it's a 9. It's a 9. Alright, next up is... Okay, I need to talk about these three. So, what happened to these three, which is oddly enough, they're like right next to one another. Misfit of the Demon King Academy 2, Nier Automata, and Ayakashi Triangle all got hit with the Aniplex delays. In other words, I believe Nier did restart at some point, but Ayakashi Triangle stopped halfway through because of major delays. No new episodes have come out yet, as well as Misfit of the Demon King Academy's second season. I believe for this one, it got up to a certain point and then just got delayed, and it's stuck in development hell. So this hasn't finished, and Ayakashi Triangle hasn't finished. So I can't exactly talk much about this because the entire anime has not been done, mainly because of the delays. So there's not much I can say about this until I actually finish watching it and the episodes finish coming out. The only exception is Nier Automata, but because of all the delays and me unable to keep up, Nier kind of got the shaft. I believe I watched up to like episode 3. I watched up to episode 3 and then I couldn't keep up. The delays caught me off guard at the same time, so I couldn't watch Nier either. I believe Nier has finished, but just like because of all the delays and everything, Nier got the shaft. I will maybe get to Nier in the near future, but yeah, that's just the reality of it. I do want to actually, carry on with Nier, but this may become a daily thing for me instead of a seasonal. So in other words, for me, the daily things is obviously after I watch seasonals, I go back to previous seasons and I watch those animes that interest me. So for this one, I can't say much about it because I only watched 3 episodes and I got delayed to the point that I just couldn't be bothered watching it. / I was busy at the time. So yeah. So yeah. That's my story about these 3. I do want to continue it, but it's either delayed to hell or I just couldn't finish watching it because I was so busy with other stuff. Lastly, not lastly because there's more continuing stuff, would be D4 DJ All Mix. So this is the second season of D4 DJ, and I will say it's an improvement. It is definitely an improvement from the first season. Because I believe I gave the first season an 8 or 9? 8. I gave it an 8. Okay, so this is perfect for me because I know exactly what to put this as. It's a 9. Because it definitely fleshed out the main groups of D4 DJ. Like 100% it did. Because basically what this season revolves around is basically rejuvenating a shopping district using the DJs of the main groups. Yeah, so we've got Operation Beckoning Cat to Town Revitalization Project. Basically, they just recruited Lyrical Lily, recruited Happy Around, Photo Maiden, Piki Piki, Rondo, and Mermaid, and basically want to rejuvenate a section of the town. And because of that, they do DJ lives every month. And that corresponds to episode length as well. So there are 12 episodes, it starts in January and it ends back in January. So yeah, because of that, we get to see basically focus episodes on the main DJ groups, like Happy Around, Photo Maiden, you get what I'm saying with this. This anime, this season anyways, did solidify me like my favorite characters within each group at the same time, because at the start with the first season it only focused on Happy Around, Photo Maiden and Piki Piki. That was about it, so I didn't really know the rest of the group as well as the other cast members. Because of that, yeah, this simply helped character and group wise, I'll say. With that, I will actually point out some of my favorite characters within each of the groups. Because I actually do play the mobile game, so I will point that out. That also helps. So, I believe, yeah, so Maho, in my opinion, is my favorite character in the entire series. Seriously, Maho is, for me, the best character for me, 100%. 100%. It's actually, like, oddly enough, because of the mobile game, at first it was Tsubaki who got me into it, because as soon as I saw her, I just like I need a 4-star of her. I need a 4-star of her. I want one. But over time, it became that I actually grew to like Maho way more. So like, because of that, yeah, she has to be my favorite character from the entire series and for Happy Around. Favorite character for where is she? Okay, let's go into full list. Let's go into full list for this one. Kyoko, Rei, Saki, Tsubaki. I think this one's obvious because obviously I just said that Tsubaki got me into the mobile game. She's obviously my favorite character for Rondo. Like, no contest. Like, no contest at all. Favorite character for, let's see, where is she? Okay, favorite character for Photon Maiden is definitely Ibuki. Definitely Ibuki for me. Like, as soon as I saw her, I just knew I was going to like her. And I do. So, yeah, that's to be expected for me. For Mermaid, I actually have two characters that are kind of tied with one another. That would be Dahlia and Saori. I like both of them. I can't choose who my favorite is for Mermaid. It's one of them. But maybe because of the second season, Saori might just nudge to first place for Mermaid by a little bit because I saw her focused episode for that one, and I actually really liked her. So yeah, I think Saori might just nudge in as my favorite character for Mermaid. Lastly, I believe... Oh! No, sorry, there's two left. First up is Haruna for Lyrical Lily, who... Yeah, she's definitely my favorite character for Lyrical Lily. I can't really say much, but it's similar to Ibuki. As soon as I saw her, I just knew I like her. Not to mention she has a fanatical side, definitely. I like that about her. And finally, for Piki Piki, Yuga. Definitely favorite character. Definitely favorite character for Piki Piki. 100%. I can't really say much about her either, but yeah. Also, we do have, like, D4 DJ, the second season, did have cameos in the form of Michiru, as well as the fact that there are, like, I believe in the final episode, we do get cameos. If you know D4 DJ, you know who I'm talking about, so there is that. But overall, yeah, it's definitely a step up from the first season. If this gets like another season, I'm all for it, because considering what's going to be happening next, and the fact that my main information dealer for D4 DJ, it does get pretty serious, like this is in similarities to like Bang Dream and everything. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting if this actually like gets a movie or a third season. Who knows? Because D4 DJ is actually pretty popular. So, with that all being done, am I done? No! Because I've got leftovers. And Izuka Oji-san finally finished airing. It was the final episode, yeah, just one episode, came out this season. And the main culprit of that is Netflix, and yeah, actually, it's actually Netflix's fault. Like, I blame Netflix for this one. Because this season, this anime was supposed to come out. Yeah, it was last year. It was last year, and it got delayed. And then Netflix bungled this one up. This one, oh my god. I'm gonna have a rage at this one. But namely, it is because of Netflix. It caused delays. And it just, I believe, like, one of the animators just had a meltdown because of what happened with Netflix and everything. And it's just Netflix's model. It just doesn't work for anime. It just doesn't work for anime. It happened with JoJo Part 6, and it's happening with Izuka Oji-san because of the binge model. But because they're trying to release every single episode out all at once, it's obviously like it's a nightmare for the animators. I believe that's what's happened. I didn't go into much detail as to what the main problem was, but I believe Netflix was a part of it. But because of that, like, Izuka Oji-san just got absolutely destroyed by delays. With that being said, Is it a good anime? Yes, it is very good. Like, I laughed my ass off hundreds of times with this one, but because of all the delays, none of the hype surrounding it happened because of Netflix's model. It's a good comedy isekai anime, and just Netflix just destroyed the hype with this. You don't know how pissed I am with this one. Like, this could have been a hyped comedy isekai anime, and Netflix screwed this up. Yes, I'm getting angry with this. Overall, I won't go into too much with this one, because I want you guys to actually watch this and just see for yourself as to why this is a really good anime. But overall, favorite character, you think it's Elf? No, it's Sumika. 100% Sumika, favorite character. I like every single time she's on screen. Like, I absolutely like, this girl is so good. Oh, the comedic timing, especially from the voice actor Mikaku Komatsu, blew it out of the park. I absolutely love Sumika for the series. 100%, I love her. Yeah, and because of that, 10, absolute 10, and screw Netflix for like bungling this one up. And finally, I'm not too sure what else is left. Boku no Hero Academia, 6th season. Yeah, we're on to our 6th season. And yeah, this season changes everything. This season just absolutely changed everything, because like throughout like the 1st season to the 5th season, it was nothing but the heroes winning. Now it's the villains winning, because like the public morale towards heroes is like an all-time low at the end of it, and it's only now that Deku and All Might and everybody else who's trying to help and trying to get everything back to normal and everything, because of this huge incident that just happened within this season alone. Because of that, it just blew up and made everything almost irreversible. Like, I'm being serious with this, it just made everything almost irreversible. Not to mention there's a new, bigger, looming threat that's going on, and just, yeah, you feel down bad with this, with what happened. In terms of what happened and everything, is it better than this season, the previous season? Absolutely, because this season did drag. But I will say for the 6th season, it did, at the very least, like, for what it was worth of, like, me dragging myself to watch the 4th and the 5th season, which were drags at the time. The 6th season kind of made up for it, because it did kind of loop around as to why they focused on so many minor characters for that long. I do kind of understand it. 6th season was still good though, by a bit, I will give it that. But from what I've heard, there is a 7th season coming out. Yeah, there's still more, obviously, because this is like a huge climax of a season. We're going into more of the more serious tone parts now. So, because of the 7th season, from what I've heard, it doesn't work out that well. It doesn't work out that well. I'm not going into too much detail because I'll go into spoiler, but just hold your breath for the 7th season, and not in a good way. So, yeah, at the very least, the 6th season did pay off a lot of the stuff. I will give it that. So, yeah, it gets a 9. So, is that it? No, because we got a literal dark horse of an anime. So, this ran for 20 episodes. Eminence of Shadow. And this was like the isekai. Because this one, I'm giving it a 9 straight away. Because a lot of people say, like, think of this as like Overlord, but for a fantasy realm, where the main protagonist is basically a tuning and that's it. Yes and no. But at the same time, just like this anime just takes the mickey out of like OP isekai main protagonists, because basically what happens is that this guy who's like an absolute chuny of a main protagonist, like he believes of all of his delusions and everything. He dies, goes into an isekai world, and basically what happens from then on is that he basically taunts and makes basically his main harem, which is made up of slime and everything. Yeah, I'm being serious with this. And basically, every delusion and chuny thought that he has, the school has been infiltrated by some death cult or something like that. It comes true. So, the entire anime is like playing off against that, and the best thing is the main protagonist Sid here. Basically, what's happening is at the same time all of his chuny thoughts are actually coming to reality and everything, and it just goes crazy with that. And the main harem absolutely loves him, even though everything he does is out of coincidence and everything. At the end of the day, Sid, all he wants to be is just a background character. And he plays it to a T because he knows the tropes of the isekai thing in the first place, as well as wanting to be not in the limelight, only when he does. So in other words, he is trying to be a background character, but everybody is trying to make him out to be the main character. It's nutty, it's crazy, and it's like pulling off full force towards this entire parody execution of the isekai genre. And I guess this is the main reason why a lot of people like it, including myself. I do understand why. And I actually do like it, which is why I gave it a 9. Easy 9. It could be a 10, but if this does get a second season, I believe it might. I believe it got an announcement, I'm not too sure. But yeah, because of that, it did get a sequel, that's right. But yeah, because of that, this isekai is nutty as hell. But I love it because of it. Favorite character, or favorite harem member? That's easy. Data. A lot of people like Delta. I can't understand why. I can understand why, but I like Data. Data's my favorite character. No need to say because of the fact that she does have a Miane, and she's actually voiced by Inori Minase. But I like Data. Data's my favorite character. Absolutely. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting what the second season's gonna be like, because it's just going to it is going to go crazy. It's just gonna get crazier and crazier, especially with the cliffhanger of this first season that it has. I'm gonna be interested as to what happens in the next season. Definitely. So, last thing. Oh yeah. FGO shorts are still going on. I can't say much about it. Just expect crazy one-off 4-minute episodes to happen. I can't really say much on that, but yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Lastly, Gridman Universe. It's not out yet. Expected of the movies part. So yeah, can't really say much on that one either. But Shinji Kyojin final season, the final chapters, part 1 at least came out. Part 2 is definitely gonna finish. So I can't say much on this one either, because we're only halfway through. Because these are 1 hour episodes. These are full out 1 hour episodes. But I've heard a lot of mixed opinions about this, because it's either extremely good depending on the ending it's going to go for, or it's going to be very bad. It's either one. But I do get what a lot of people are saying about this, but at the same time I will also say the build-up was still worth it. This is Shinji Kyojin is still iconic for what it's going to be, and I can't say much until I actually see the ending, like the ending of this, of Attack on Titan. But for what the build-up gave us and everything, I will still stand by the fact that the build-up and the plot twist was still worth it. Because it's like, it's Attack on Titan. It is freaking iconic as it is, and it defies some conventions. So I will give it that. So, with all that being said, yeah, that will actually do it for, well, at the very least, winter 2023 of my favorite animes. So I think I did drag this one out long enough. So I will actually do another. I'll do another video on my most anticipated animes for spring 2023. So comment below what you thought about my opinions about the animes for winter 2023, and let me know. As for the anticipated ones, I'll be doing another video on that because it'll be going over like 90 minutes if I actually do that. So I kind of want to split that up. So yeah, that will do it. And comment below. And I don't know how to end this, so I'll just leave it there. With that being said, LA out.